Hi Flosstube, this is Mel from Mel of Hope Stitches. Today is Saturday, February 8th, 2025. Welcome to my channel. I appreciate all of you being here. Thank you to those of you that are new. Thank you to new subscribers. I hope you find something that you like here today, maybe something you haven't seen before. Maybe you're just sitting back and stitching and needing something to watch. Anyway, thank you for being here. I truly appreciate this cross-stitch community and appreciate your supports. So today I have some full finishes. I have a couple whips and I have some haul. So it won't be a very long video. None of my videos are very long, but hopefully you'll see something that you haven't seen before and something that'll spark your fancy. The first thing I did this month was I worked on some Valentine smalls. I don't have a lot of Valentine smalls and it's something that I've been trying to build. So I found in my unfinished box of goodies, I found an Emily Call pattern salt and pepper that I had stitched up last year with a group of folks from work. So I did fully finish that pattern. And that is this little pillow here. Super cute. I have a little mistake in there that I just decided to keep because I believe that we stitch and have fun, and if we make a mistake, we make a mistake. And sometimes I just like to pretend I'm Amish because there was an old adage out there that the Amish put a mistake in every quilt that they quilt just to symbolize themselves. So I have my mistake in this pattern to symbolize me. But anyway, it was a really cute quick stitch. It is Salt and Pepper from Emily Call, and I stitched it on a 28 count linen that I had, just a scrap that I had with some DMC I just picked from Stash. And then I finished it in this cute little gingham with some rickrack. And the gingham was part of my haul this week that I'll talk about in a little bit. So just a cute little finish, and I just stitched it and sewed it up on the edge. My next one, actually my next two are all free Valentine designs from Hands-On Design. So for anyone that is not aware, every year Kathy creates a new design for her anniversary with her husband Bill. And so I took a couple of those and stitched them up super fast. Loved how fast they stitched up. Have another one ready to go, and then the new one this year, oh my gosh, it is so awesome. I have not stitched it yet, but I really like it. So the two that I did stitch, one of them is called Be Mine, and this I did on 30 count Sophie's pink linen, and I used color and cotton, passion fruit, and acapella for my two flosses. So this is passion fruit. I love the variegation in this color and cotton, and this is acapella, just a really cool gray color, both from color and cotton. And then I just had these materials at home that I used. And then what I did is I used the cross hatch method to stuff it. So what I did is after I sewed this fabric onto the sides and onto the bottom, I then put my two like sides together and sewed my back fabric on. Then I used pinking shears and I cut a cross in the back and stuffed the pillow. And then I freehanded a heart in felt, and then I sewed that on to make my finish. And I really like the way it came out. I think it's super cute. While I freehanded the heart, I did use the old trick I learned in elementary school that you fold your paper and you do one half so the other half comes out even. I used that on this. I didn't use it on something else, which you'll see in a moment. But I really like this cute, sweet pillow. So that's two pillows. My third pillow is from the Hands-On Design pattern Love is Kind. And again, these are all free on her website. I think if you go to her blog, she links them, and then you can get all of them. But this is called Love is Kind. Super cute, little heart. You'll see my two heart pieces are not the same. The pattern was the same. In fact, I think I actually have it right here from the thing. The pattern was the same, but I was not the same in either my cutting, my stitching, or my stuffing. One of the above, but that's what makes it a unique heart, right? So with this one, I used 32 count linen, and then I used Weeks Dye Works Sweetheart Rose, which again, look at the variegation in that, and Turkish Red from Weeks Dye Works. So those are the threads I chose. The fabric that I chose for stitching came from haul this week that I'll explain to you. And then I decided to do that same finish where I did the X because I didn't know how easy it would be on the side of the heart, and I knew this would be easy. So I just stitched it and then whip stitched around that felt. And then I tied this little piece of just red yarn that I had with a button, and I chose to use a little bit of Aleene's glue just to keep it in place so that it would be there. But I just think all of these are just so precious. So I'm super excited to have these ready to go and to enjoy them. So that was my little Valentine's finishing frenzy. What I would like to continue to do for Valentine's Day is I have this really cute Vatican Red 28 count mystery fabric here. And I want to do Let Love Grow on it. And the pattern is free, but this is what it is if any of you are interested. I don't know if I'll do it as a round finish or if I'll make it into the same type of pillow I did with these ones. That's here ready to go. Whether I do it this season or not, time will tell. The other one, if you have not seen it yet, the new one is You Have My Heart. And isn't that just exquisite? That one's going to take a little bit more time, but it's beautiful. So those are next in my line of Valentine's Day stitching, whenever that might happen. It might be in 2026. You never know. Another finish I have is a Valentine's finish. Actually, it's Valentine's and Beyond. So I think I had mentioned in one of my previous Flosstubes that I had been part of the Fat Quarter Shop's Snapshot Club back in 2021. And I had finished a couple of them and then had stopped. And I rearranged my craft room over the holidays, and all of these snapshots are just taking too much room up in a drawer. And I said, you know what? I need to get these finished because I want them displayed in my home. I have the frame they're going in and everything. So what I did was I completed March. And once I completed March, I said, okay, now I already had completed January. I already had completed February. They were sitting in my box of unfinished treasures, as I like to call it. So I finished March up, and then I decided to start fully finishing them. So here's March, which I think it is super cute. And what's so funny is this is on 10 count. That's what came in the club. And it's super chunky, but I love it. And I love, I just love having eclectic cross-stitch things. And I love that just by changing your count, you can change how something looks. And I just think that's fabulous. So I finished up March, and then all I'm doing for the finishing is I measured out the size and I just cut foam board, and then I just glued it on. And that's all I'm doing for this finish, and I'll explain why. I've got January sitting here. And then this one is my February, which I actually have in a frame so I can have it out in my home. So this is February, and here it is close up, and there it is further apart. And it's literally just that finish I showed you, and it's thrown into the frame. So when February's done, I'll switch it out with March. I cut a bunch of the board, so the board is all ready to go. Now I just need to stitch up April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. I don't know if I'll get them all done this year, but they do go up, they stitch quick. I thought, yes, this is what the package comes like. I don't know if they're still selling these on Fat Quarter Shop this way, but it was a 2021 kit. This was the April one. So it came with the pattern from Pine Needle Designs in Utah. That is Sandra Workman that does the patterns. She's fabulous. And then what the original patterns were charted in different colors. So Kimberly from Fat Quarter Shop went through and she re-charted the colors. So this one is the original colors, I believe. And then it came with all the colors where Kimberly recharted them. And I believe it also has in here, well, it must have the color conversion in there because otherwise you wouldn't know. Yeah, right on the back here it tells you what the color conversion is. And you also get a 10 count of the Farmhouse Vintage Cloth from Lori Holt. And so I'm sticking with all of it. I'm doing it all super chunky. I think it's the Only thing I ever will stitch on 10 count, but never say that, because once you say that, you know what happens. You will restitch something that way, or something else in life. So anyway, that is my finish for the snapshots. So I'm hoping to start April within the next week or two. So we'll see what happens there. But that was a super fun finish and gave me really a few finishes. I started by thinking it was going to be outside of the frame and I was going to have to use washers and magnets. But when I did that, I realized the foam board and everything was so thick, it was easier to put it in through the back of the frame. So hopefully the back of the frame will hold out well with this. We'll see. If not, I'll come up with something else. I also was able to fully finish this darling Mill Hill ornament. I think I showed it finished last time, but it wasn't cut out and it wasn't fully finished. So what I do with these is I very carefully use really sharp crafting paper scissors to cut around the perforated paper. And then at Michael's, and I'm sure other places sell it too, I just go to my local Michael's, they have felt that already is has adhesive on the other side, and it's not that expensive. It's under $1 a sheet, and obviously you don't need very much for this. So I use that. So once I cut out my shape in the perforated paper, I put it down on the side of the felt that has the adhesive. I trace it with a pencil. I cut that out so that I'm able to match this on pretty easily. And then for this one, I cut green Grow Green ribbon and I just put that in there. I think, use a dab of glue up at the top just because I figured it'd be pulling a little bit up there. But I've been finishing my ornaments like this for a couple of years and I have had no issues with these types of ornaments being finished this way. I will say what you have to do is be super slow and careful with cutting out that perforated paper because you don't want to wreck the whole design. And on this one, I was almost thinking if I had a stamp pad that was this color green, it would have been kind of cool to just take and dab the edges. I used to paper craft a lot, so that got my wheels going that way, but I think it looks good the way it is, and I'm going with it. So those are all of my fully finished items for this week, and all my full finishes were actually 100% finished, which is super exciting because it doesn't always happen. I have 2 whips that I've been working on this week. I know that doesn't sound like very much, but life has been really busy. One of these whips is one, I almost want to call it my travel stitching because I purchased it and started it at StitchCon last summer. And when I have to like bring somebody to a doctor's appointment or things like that, and I want something to stitch on in the car, it's an easy one to take out because it's on Ada. So I'll take it out and work on it. And lately, we have a cross stitch club that meets every couple weeks after work, and I can't always get there. In fact, my track record for getting there is not very good. But when I am planning to go and I have to go and find something for the morning and say, oh my gosh, what am I going to stitch on at Stitch Club tonight? It's the one bag I'll grab because I know that I can access it all pretty easy. And that is the pattern Tomatoes from Barbie the Pedal Pusher. I absolutely love it. I have done a color conversion on this when I was at StitchCon, and I think I've discussed this before, so I apologize if it's a repeat. They had Forbidden Fiber colors. Yep, there. So I did a color conversion with Forbidden Fiber. The one thing I really changed out, most of them are still reds, but I really went for this purple color for one of the tomatoes that I absolutely love. And they didn't have, Forbidden Fiber Co. has fantastic flosses. I love them. Every time I'm at StitchCon and they have them, I end up kitting something with them. The reds, they had this beautiful, like, I think it might actually be called cherry tomato. It's called ladybug. They had this beautiful ladybug red. The other red they had was very, very similar. And I was like, oh, I don't want it super similar. So when I was at the tables, one of the tables had this little basket of Romney's Creations thread. And so I got that in Red Passion. And the variegation in the Ramis is fantastic. Like, look at these tomatoes. Look at the variegation in the red. It's just beautiful. And it's in these ones up here. And just compared to the other red, I just love how they set each other off and neither one like takes over the other one. So basically on this, I will have to move the Q-snap one of these days. I think what I have left to finish right now is I've got to do all the leaves down there. I've got to do a little bit of stitching in here and then go on the other side. And I literally just have to finish this part down. So I am probably about 85% finished. What I am doing, and I didn't chart it, I'm just winging it, is in the pattern, you can see at the bottom, these leaves here are all the same green. She just picked one of the green and did them. I am like changing it up. I'm doing different greens because the pattern has 3 different greens in it. It has, for me, it has a pesto, a julep, and a sage. It has these 3 greens right here. So I thought, wouldn't it be cute to just stitch the leaves differently? And you can see I started doing that. What I want to be careful not to do is I don't want it to be like a very set A, B, C pattern. I want it to be kind of Callywhampus, I guess I would say. So I am working on that. And I probably need to take a few minutes and chart it so that if I'm doing this in the car or things like this, I don't get carried away and do like 20 of the same color or make it look super, super patterned. But I'm enjoying this stitch. And this is on 16 count Fiber on a Whim Cafe au lait fabric, which I absolutely love. And I don't know if the light is picking it up, but it actually has some green in it. And I just think that's fantastic for what it is. And my goal with this one, I think, is going to be to frame it and put it on the, I have like this bar area in my kitchen that has stools. And I think I might frame it and put it there in the summer when it's kind of tomato season. So that's my goal with it. We'll see how far I get, but I'm getting there. It's just slow and steady, right? And slow and steady wins the race sometime. So I did work on that one. The other whip that I'm working on was actually a new start. Whoops. I have 8,000 whips, but, well, maybe that's a little bit of an exaggeration. I probably have 25 whips, but this new start was needed. So when I was able to go to Stitch West back in October, we went to Pine Needle Designs in Utah. Fantastic quilting and cross stitch shop. Absolutely loved it. And that's where Sandra Workman is. And so they had, like, I saw all her snapshots there. I saw lots of other patterns, and they had some of her kits. So I picked up this winter topography pillow kit. And so you can see the topography. I just thought it was super cute. So I decided that while I was ready to not work on Christmas stitching, I was not ready to give up winter stitching when I finished stitching the February snapshot. So I decided to start on this. And I apologize because it's sitting in my Patoki, in my Nerge, because the cool thing and the bane of this project is that the pillow itself is already stitched. So when I bought this, everything is ready. I just have to literally stitch the Aida cloth in the middle, and then I have to get the 520 pillow form for inside of it. So I needed to get this in a hoop and make sure that the fabric was, see how I had to like make sure the fabric wasn't getting caught up in it. So this is what I'm doing. It came with all the necessary floss. So I'm just doing call for colors, and I'm absolutely loving it. So I am working on that. And this is, I don't know, what size Aida is this? Does it tell me? It's a 16 count Aida. And this is her design from 2013. I tell you, it's super fun. I'm loving it. Easy peasy. The kit, how much was this kit? I don't, oh, 1 second. Yeah, yep. They have more of them. They have, I think, different seasons. They are $25 and change. To me, for a kit with everything you need in it and the pillow being already stitched was a bargain. So I'm enjoying that. I'm hoping to get that done, know, hopefully this week. I do need to go on and order that pillow form so I have it. So a little bit of haul. I've kind of been trying to be a little bit monogamous, I guess, with my stitching to finish it so I'm not creating more whips for myself. When I finish this one, this winter topography one, because, excuse me, I will fully finish that one before I go on to something else. I will either pick up and start April, or I might go back and work on another whip that I have for a little bit before I do that. But I did purchase a few things. I'm trying not to purchase things, but there were some deals that were too good. They twisted my arm. So I needed some Valentine's fabric to finish those pillows. And Primrose Cottage always puts together the cutest little packages. And I got their email that their kit for the freebie for February was out. So I was looking at that, and then I saw a really cute array of fabrics, and I said, all right, I need them. I'm gonna buy them. So this is the fabric collection I was able to get, and I used some of it, not all of it, and it's called Hollyhocks and Roses by Bunny Hill for Moda Fabrics, and it was a 6-piece bundle. And so I have a lot left, which is fantastic because I will use it. They're all great neutrals, whether it's for, I mean, they're not neutral, but you know what I mean. They just go with everything under the sun, right? I did not use these ones, but look at them. Aren't they beautiful? I think even for like a summer print, like with something patriotic, and I don't know, I just loved them. I felt like they were Valentine's-y enough, but they were not, they didn't scream Valentine, so I can use them with patriotic stitching. I can use them all over the place. And then I've never done this before, but I decided to get their Free Stitch Friday kit for February. So if any of you have never, if you've never seen these before, this is what they look like when you get them. So it has my fabric in it, which I went for the 28 count Lugana, and it has the Weeks Dye Work thread. So I did this before they'd released the pattern, because they just released the pattern yesterday. So I was kind of, you know, putting it out there. I love it. I love the colors in this. I really like this pattern. And to be honest, I went on and I ordered it. And then I looked back at my order and I went, oh my gosh, I thought I hit for the Lugana. It says I'm getting the Ada. And I was kind of like, well, if I get the Ada, I get the Ada. But I really did want the Lugana. I wrote them an email, and those precious ladies had it switched for me like that. They're so sweet at Primrose. And I love the free pattern that came out this Thursday. So if you are on their website, you've seen it. It's Be My Valentine with BEE. If you're not getting their newsletters, you guys, sign up for their newsletters, because then the first Thursday of the month, you get a free cross stitch pattern, and they've all been spectacular. So this is also on my docket to perhaps stitch up. So I don't know. I'm thinking I'm either going to do this or I'm going to do the April snapshot next. I might do this. This will probably not be done by Valentine's Day, but I'd like to do it. So that might be next. The last purchase that I have is in conjunction with a purchase I made in December. So I'm not feeling guilty about making this purchase. Back in December, I ordered the new Mirabilia chart. And I decided to get it with all the embellishments so that I have everything and I'm not trying to hunt and peck later. And so I ordered it through Top Notch Stitcher, who is a fabulous woman and has a fabulous business. The embellishments for it are running late. So she reached out and she said, hey, do you want me to send you the chart now so you can get going, or do you want to wait till I have the embellishments? And I'm like, oh, please wait till you have the embellishments. And what she sent out to everybody that ordered from her is she said, hey, because this is taking so long, you can go on and shop and I'll give you free shipping on anything you order. So I went on her site and I was pretty good. I only bought a couple things, and I was actually shocked when they came in the mail, because I thought she was going to hold them and send it all together, but she didn't. I think she sent these out so that if you want something to stitch on, you have it. So she was having a sale. So I got 4th of July rules, which I've been looking at for years and had not purchased yet. And I got it on sale, which is even better. And I know lots of you have seen this chart, but I just want to show it to you real quick in case you have not. And I'm not sure if I'm going to stitch this as one long piece or if I am going to do it into pillows or do a combination. And what I really love is this booklet is so nicely made. Not only do you have it presented to you as a full pattern in here, let me see if I can, in here, oops, maybe this one's not a good paper because in here, she will show you different ways to have it so you can see it as little pillows too. So I might do it as little pillows. I might do it as a combo. You never know. However, the mood strikes me when I get there. The other one I purchased was a reprint of Starry Night from the Prairie Schooler. I've looked at this one. I know made by Michelle McGraw. She's done these, and it's something that I wanted for a while, and sometimes I see it, sometimes I don't, and I said, well, I'm just going to get that because I do want to, I have some nativity stitching and I want to get more nativity stitching completed, and I have a tiny little tree, little flocked tree that I usually just put some ornaments on, but I might put all nativity ornaments on that one. Because it actually is over at the holidays by my nativity. I don't know. That's my thought right now. Again, it might change. So that's my other purchase. Other than that, I've been really good and trying to stay clear of purchases. And my goal right now is to stay clear of purchases until I am either at a brick and mortar shop, most likely Keepsakes in June. That's kind of my thought right now. We'll see if it happens, but that's today's thought. Tomorrow might be different. I think that is all I have for the cross stitch community today. I really appreciate you guys being here. If you can like and subscribe to this video, I appreciate it. And if you can leave a comment below, that would be great. All of that helps with the patterns that they use to make other people see your videos, so that would be appreciated. I also apologize that the lighting has changed during this video due to the time of day. I appreciate you guys. I hope you're having a fantastic week. I hope your next few weeks go well, and I hope to see you at some point in February. Oh, this is February, but by the end of February, I guess is what I mean. Have a great one. Happy stitching.